Derby fans, who's ready for some more Chingadera action, huh? I know, right? I know, right? Yeah, you had a minute. I was gonna say I was just kind of welcoming everybody back in. Yeah, we'll probably do the rosters now. I don't think they're gonna do safety choices. Yeah. Okay. All right. You care?
I'll do red.
Okay, go for it.
All right, Derby fans, I'm Kills Bill announcing. Got the Tilted Thunder Railbird All-Stars. Number 00, Elaphobia. 114, Alpha Vixen. 02, Slamasabi. Number 25, Amelia Bearheart. Number 313, Hawk Blocked. Number 428, Carnia Slada. Number 5, Terra Hoedown. 506 is Melee. 59 is Diesel. 616 is Craven Cadaver. 626, Dean of Mean. Number 99, Sofa King Ninja. And captains today, 425, Legs Get 'em. And number 51, Slaughterhouse.
Here's your lineup for the Los Angeles Derby Dolls X. It is Woot, Stefcon 1, number 101, Nunchucks, number 2B, 2B Determinator, number 3, Jada Black, number 329, Draft Punk, number 33D, D-Cup, Runneth Over, number 430, Oblivion Westwood, number 500, Jesus, number 524, Sonia Sotomayolo, number 55, Jackie Nimble, number 6, A Shot, Jagerbomb, Number 83, Diana Ross, your other co-captain. Number 925, Sweet Home Alabama, your captain this afternoon. And number 994, Little Red Fight 'em Good.
All right, starting us off on our first jam. Jamming for the Railbirds, Elaphobia.
Sonia Sotomayolo is out there jamming for Los Angeles. And Sonia Sotomayolo is your first lead jammer of the afternoon for Los Angeles.
Elaphobia still working her way through the pack on the low side, trying to find a way out. Elaphobia trying to follow the LA Jammer through the pack and gets the door shut on her.
Elaphobia out of the pack. Sonia Sotomayolo finishes off a scoring pass and calls it off. And we have our first official timeout of this bout. So, referee squad going to take a second to talk it over. Don't forget, outside all day long is going to be Off the Hook Taco Truck. They're a locally owned and operated taco truck serving SoCal and Baja-inspired cuisine. They do have chicken and vegetarian options available as well. Visit them outside if you're hungry for something delicious. They will be outside all day long serving fantastic food. Back to the action we go. Stepping up to the jammer line for Tilted Thunder is going to be Alpha Vixen. And for Los Angeles, that is going to be Little Red Fight 'em Good. And halfway through the jam clock, Little Red Fight 'em Good able to emerge from the pack, lead jammer for Los Angeles.
Alpha Vixen still working her way through the pack, able to get out turn 3.
And Little Red Fighting Good finishing off a scoring pass and calls it off. 4 points on the board for LA.
That's Slamasabi out there for the Railbirds.
And that's the 2B Determinator for LA.
To be determined, able to get out there really early in that. Set up her scoring pass, and she just cruises by on the low right there. Slamasabi still trying to get out of the pack. Gets knocked off the track by a couple of LA blockers. Been able to scoot by them just as To Be Determinator gets around, finishing her scoring pass, calls off the jam.
The Determinator puts 9 points up on the board for LA. And they are going to step aside from the action momentarily for another official timeout. Looks like we were checking in with the OPR. All right, back to the action we go. Setting up to jam 4. Tilted Thunder is going to be number 99. That's Sofa King Ninja.
Sonia Sotomayor back out there for LA. Both jammers able to get out of the pack at the same time. Got a little bit of a jammer race going on. Sofa King Ninja trying to keep up a little bit of speed and pick up a point or two before having to call it off.
Sofa King Ninja looking to pick up a couple of points there with the Los Angeles. So 3 points on the board for both sides there. Tilted Thunder getting on the board, LA putting 3 more up.
It's a Little Red Fight 'em Good out there for LA. Melee out there for Seattle.
Little Red Fight 'em Good able to get out of the pack and is the lead jammer for Los Angeles.
Little Red Fight 'em Good taken off the track by a solid Seattle wall right there.
Little Red Fight 'em Good spun off onto the infield one more time.
Slaughterhouse. Good.
Melee able to find an opening and get out of the pack for Tilted Thunder, so that's going to bring it into that jam.
Coming to the jammer line for the first time today for Tilted Thunder. Legs get 'em.
And it's the 2B Determinator jamming for LA.
To be determined, taken off the track early on. Legs get him, tries to find an opening. He gets out as your lead jammer. But once again, got a Derby doll hot on our tail. Pack is almost stopped on the back straightaway. Legs get him, gets a couple points and calls off that jam. Tilted Thunder able to pick up 3 points on that jam. Gonna have a little official timeout.
All right. Back to the action we go once again with Allophobia for Tilted Thunder and Jaegerbomb for Los Angeles.
Jaegerbomb finds a hole on the low side and gets straight out directly. Allophobia working her way around the high side. One last LA blocker, has to let her by. Jaegerbomb skating through the pack with ease. And calls off the jam right before Tilted Thunder can get any points. Alpha Vixen back out there for Tilted Thunder.
And that's going to be Jackie Nimble for Los Angeles. Jackie Nimble dealing with defenders at the front of the pack and able to make her way through.
Jackie Nimble gets a successful scoring pass, working her way through the pack. Coming back around for a second scoring pass.
Ten points up on the board for Los Angeles. It's going to be the 2BD Terminator on the jammer line for LA. And it's Slam Musubi out there for Tilted Thunder. Small pack out there, just 2 blockers for each side, and both jammers able to race right through to the front. Slam Musubi slightly first, lead jammer for Tilted Thunder, trying to get back to the pack to see if she can put a point on the board. Darting in there and calls off the jam. And was not able to do so, had to call it off before surrendering any points to Los Angeles, so no points for either side, and we'll reset. That's going to be Jaegerbomb for LA.
Sofa King Ninja.
And Sofa King Ninja is the jammer for Tilted Thunder.
Ninja working her way to the front of the pack, pushing real hard, getting by some of these LA blockers, and they just keep recycling back in front of her, and she's out. She's your lead jammer.
Jaeger Bomb out of the pack as well for Los Angeles, about a half a track behind. Sofa King Ninja now running into the defense, trying to put some points on the board.
LA putting up a solid defensive wall. Ninja wasn't able to get any points on that one. 2 points. My bad. Oblivion Westwood out there taking the jammer line for the first time in this bout.
Going up against Melee for Tilted Thunder.
Oblivion Westwood weaving her way through the high side, able to get out. Turn one, your lead jammer. Melee trying to work her way to the round, gets knocked to the infield again. Oblivion Westwood completes her scoring pass, coming around for the second one.
Oblivion Westwood making her way right through the middle of the corner, able to split two Tilted Thunder defenders and get through on a scoring pass. And with Melee out of the pack and making her way down the track, that's going to do it for the jam. It's a 14-point jam for Los Angeles. We got Legs Get 'em stepping up to the jammer line for Tilted Thunder here. And the 2BD Terminator for LA.
To-Be Terminator gets knocked to the track, trying to work her way through that pack, but still gets out, gets back on her feet, and gets out into scoring position now. Slow pack coming around turn 2 right now. To-Be Terminator just skates right along the high side, gets those points, coming back for more. Got a full head of steam now. To-Be Terminator takes the low road on that pass. Still at full speed, skating on one skate, staying in play. Clock seemed to be the only thing keeping her from scoring again. And before we can get to another jam, I'm going to get another official timeout.
All right. After review, there are the damages. And I do see a lot of penalties listed on the Tilted Thunder side of things there on the whiteboard of pain. Up to and including a jammer, so this is going to be a power jam for Los Angeles coming up. So heading up to the jammer line for Los Angeles now is going to be number 524, Sonia Sotomayor. Sonia Sotomayor up to the front of the pack, dealing with Craven Cadavers, able to navigate around her, and the power jam is underway. .20 seconds left in the Los Angeles Power Jam. Sonia Sotomayor now coming around for her third scoring attempt. Tries to go right up in between the defenders, gets some help from her blockers, and clears the pack. Heading back down the front straightaway, looking for another scoring pass, and just runs out of time. 15 points up on the board for Sonia Sotomayor. It's going to be Jackie Nimble for Los Angeles.
It's Alpha Vixen out there for Tilted Thunder. Jackie Nimble able to get out of the pack right there. Alpha Vixen still working her way around the track there, working her way around the pack. Jackie Nimble gets tied up for just a second, but she gets back out, finishes her scoring pass. And Alpha Vixen's able to get out. Breaks through those last two LA defenders. And Jackie Nimble calls off the jam.
.5 points on the board for Los Angeles, and Los Angeles sends Jade DeBlack to the jammer line up against Slam Musubi for Tilted Thunder out of Seattle in what will be the last jam of the first quarter as the quarter clock comes to a close. Slam Musubi out first for Tilted Thunder, but it's going to be a jammer race. Lead switches back briefly, and now taking a tumble is Slam Musubi. Jade DeBlack wins the jammer race. Back to the pack, bumped off to the infield, though, is going to have to rush to get back up and reestablish, and does so. A lot of fast-paced action there in that last jam of the first quarter. All right, so we'll step aside briefly for our quarter break. Quick check of the score, LA 97, Tilted Thunder 8. We are back to the action. It is time for the second quarter of this bout, and it's going to be Sofa King Ninja for Tilted Thunder, Sonia Sotomayolo for Los Angeles. And she is already out and clear of the pack.
Jammer getting out before we even get the announcements done. Sofa King Ninja gets out in the back straight away. But Sonia Sotomayor calls off the jam before she can get anywhere. Melee out there for Tilted Thunder. And Little Red Fight 'em Good out there for LA. These two jammers starting from a sprinting start. But you can't outrun the refs.
Official timeout, and I can see down there in the infield a discussion happening and some alterations to the whiteboard of pain.
Oh, one of the skaters, Carnia Slaughter, gets a reprieve from the governor. Hey folks, have you seen the amazing team signs here in the warehouse? Above and Beyond Pallet Creations takes pallets and gives them a second life. For more information or commission work, see Bobby Ross, the coach of the Schoolyard Scrappers. You can also look up Above and Beyond Pallet Creations on Facebook. All right, back to the Derby action.
Okay. So when it's all said and done, one of the penalties was stricken from the record, and we only have one blocker from each side in the penalty box. And we're underway. Little Red Fight 'em Good quickly to the front of the pack and gets those last two defenders pushed out of play, and Little Red Fight 'em Good out of the pack. Your lead jammer for LA.
Melee knocked to the infield by Jackie Nimble.
Heading around for another scoring pass is Little Red Fight 'em Good, trying to head down to the inside. Gets knocked down. Closing in quickly, trying to pick up lead jammer status. At the very end, there was Melee. We'll have to check the score and see if Melee was able to pick up any points on the back end.
Okay, I just couldn't see your finger or not, so you got 0. Okay, thank you. Right 0.
2-meter Terminator out there for LA. That's Legs Get 'em for Tilted Thunder. To-Be Terminator gets out on the low side there. Legs Get 'em trying hard to follow her out. Battling one last LA blocker. Both get tangled up and she gets out. To-Be Terminator gets through part of the pack and calls off the jam.
Setting up the jam for LA is going to be Jaegerbomb and Ellaphobia for Tilted Thunder. One of whom is very tall.
Alabama and Terre Haute down, trying to jockey for that one spot.
Jaegerbomb out of the pack. Ellaphobia dealing with the last blocker, so Ellaphobia out as well, half a track behind. Jaegerbomb now threading away through the pack. Runs into Slam Masubi, gets back up on the track to call it off as Ellaphobia is coming flying in. And both teams pick up 3 points in the jam. Looks like Alpha Vixen on the jammer line for Tilted Thunder. Little Red Fight 'em Good is your jammer for LA.
Alpha Vixen gets out. She's your lead jammer. Little Red Fight 'em Good trying to having a little bit of trouble trying to get out of the pack here. Running into Sofa King Ninja and Carnia Slaughter, but she's able to get by. But not before the Tilted Thunder jammer scores her points and calls off the jam.
So 4 points for Tilted Thunder, and they're going to send Slam Masubi up to the jammer line now.
It's Jade DeBlack out there for LA. Jade DeBlack quite fast up to the high side. Gets by Terre Haute down, and she's out. She's your lead jammer. Jade DeBlack gets back into the pack and knocks herself to the track, but able to get back up and get back out and continue on with her scoring passes.
Slam Masubi waiting for Jade DeBlack to come through and tried to follow her through, but the LA defense wasn't having that. And they closed that door rather quickly as Jade DeBlack moves her way on through and continues on her way. Clock runs out on the jam. 15-point jam for LA.
Looks like Slam Masubi picked up a cut penalty. Double jammer down.
Double jammer down, so Alpha Vixen now moves out there for Tilted Thunder.
Jaegerbomb.
Jaegerbomb is out there for Los Angeles, and Jaegerbomb up to the outside, quickly to the front of the pack. Taking over as jammer for Tilted Thunder is going to be number 99, Sofa King Ninja. Wait for the official score from the infield on that one. Had a helmet cover just sprung right off the top of the helmet when she tried to put it on, which happens sometimes. They are rather elastic, so was not aware of it as she went on around the track. So going to be
I
an
see.
official timeout here. As
I was going to say, I see an official timeout in our near
I was gonna say,
future.
I see an official timeout in our future, pretty sure. When the helmet cover springs off and shoots
Yeah.
a few feet in the air in the middle of a jam and nobody realizes it.
Wow.
So we're going to have to sort that one up and figure out what points were scored when. So we'll step aside and read a couple of our sponsor announcements.
Hey, Nutrition School One School Lunch Program. Food is the energy that growing children need in providing healthy, great tasting, and freshly prepared whole foods to local schools valley-wide. Nutrition One School Lunch Program works closely with the Arizona Department of Education and the USDA to make sure our children are getting the nutrition that they need daily to stay focused and get the best out of their school lunch. That's Nutrition One School Lunch Program.
Phoenix Motor Leathers is the premier motorcycle rider's dream shop for all your riding gear. This leather shop has been in Mesa for 20 years and has over 900 vests in stock, 500 leather jackets, boots, chaps, gloves, helmets, leather bags, and chaps again. Phoenix
Chaps.
Motor Leathers has patch sewing and leather repair and alterations. Stop by Phoenix Motor Leathers for all your motorcycle apparel and accessories. They're out here tonight by the food trucks and are sewing on AZDD patches. Purchase from our merch booth to your favorite garment at a discounted rate.
Hey, I want to tell you about the after party tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's after party following the award ceremony is at the Grand on Central, located at 718 North Central Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona. 718 North Central Avenue, that's like a block from my house. After party at my house. Also, folks, if you're looking for a little snack, be sure to visit the Arizona Derby Dames snack bar. Grab yourself a cold beverage, some chips, or some candy for that sweet tooth. All of the proceeds go back to the league to keep us rolling, and Snickers keeps you satisfied.
Hey fans, don't forget our February charity here with the Derby Dames. We are supporting Circle the City. They're a dynamic nonprofit community health organization dedicated to providing high-quality holistic health care to people experiencing homelessness in Maricopa County. What we're doing is we are collecting goods for kindness kits. If you have any well-kept and gently worn backpacks to donate, we're accepting those backpacks today and tomorrow here at Chingadera, as well as at our next bout on February 29th, Saturday the 29th of February. Once again, that's any kind of well-kept or gently worn backpacks. Please donate to help support Circle the City, better our community's health and well-being.
Wait, it's not her. That's why. It was somebody else. Yes.
All right, after all that dust settles, looks like we have it again. Hang on. We have a double jammer down. So back to the Derby action.
Back to the action. Everything's sorted out. Penalties on both jammers when it was all said and done, so those penalties offset. No power jam for either side. Jackie Nimble blasting through the pack quickly to the front. Just two blockers out there for Tilted Thunder. Los Angeles able to cordon them off there at the beginning and let them through while filtering out the Tilted Thunder jammer.
Slaughterhouse able to get out of the pack right as Jackie Nimble comes to the back of the pack. Scores her points. Scores more points.
And Jackie Nimble finishing off a second scoring pass and calls it off.
Looks like we had another Tilted Thunder jammer penalty there. LA's going to get a power jam here. To be Determinator out there. Tries real hard to get out on the high side, runs into Carnia Slada and pushes her out of the play. Sofa King Ninja out there holding the front of the line for Tilted Thunder as the pack speeds up coming out of turn 2. Sofa King Ninja and Amelia Bearhart trying to hold that LA Jammer. She gets knocked to the infield, but the Tilted Thunder blockers were out of play at the time.
To be Determinator spinning around those two blockers to finish another scoring pass. Just a few seconds left, trying to get caught up to the pack, but whistle blows as she's closing in, coming down through turns 3 and 4. Ten-point power jam on the board for LA. That's going to be Sonia Sotomayor for Los Angeles, and Elophobia for Tilted Thunder once we complete this official timeout. And we just told you about our March charity here at the Derby Dames. We'd like to let you know, we just told you about our February charity. We'd like to tell you about our March charity, what we have going on. On March 13th, you can help raise money to fight cancer at the Kilt Lifter 10th Anniversary Kilt Run. This event is lots of fun for all ages, and pets are welcome. For full details and more information, go to IrishRunAZ.com. Sign up for the 1K Kilt Run or take the challenge. When you sign up, don't forget to join the team Arizona Derby Dames. Small discussion going on here between head referee Hoover Slam and the coach of both sides. Bunch of penalties up on the board there again one more time, so we will wait to find out what the results are going to be. I do see 3 Tilted Thunder players parked in the penalty box. So one of them will have to be a must skate. So yeah. All right. Penalties are set up. We are good. 3 blockers for Tilted Thunder picked up penalties. Number 25 will be a must skate and then has to set out the next jam. So that's the final tally of that. We get back to it once again with Sweet Home Alabama taking over for the first time for Los Angeles as jammer. Elophobia jamming for Tilted Thunder. Both jammers to the front of the pack. Sweet Home Alabama out first. Elophobia out right behind and is going to try to make a game of it, trying to catch it up to. We got a jammer race heading back to the pack now, and Sweet Home Alabama is going to call it off. Elophobia was up to the task. I have former Phoenician Oblivion Westwood on the jammer line for Los Angeles. It'll be Alpha Vixen for Tilted Thunder. And that's Oblivion Westwood through the pack and lead jammer for LA. Alpha Vixen trying to find an opening, gets up to where she's got one defender, but that defender gets her parked right up on the rail.
Lap jammer. Star pass. Star pass. No star.
Alpha Vixen trying a star pass, but gets taken to the infield by the LA blockers. She's able to get out on her own, though.
There we go. I just wanted my star. Alright, what is one?
Oblivion Westwood skates along the low, gets her points, and calls off the jam.
Red 0.
I hear the call come up from the infield, red down to jammer, and indeed it's going to be another power jam for Los Angeles. Penalty picked up there in the previous jam by Alpha Vixen. So on the jammer line all by her lonesome is the 2BD Terminator. And she's out of the pack and ready to come around for a scoring pass. Go to the back of the pack for Tilted Thunder, still trying to get loose. Ends up getting dumped down by those defenders now. 10 seconds to go in the power jam.
Dean of Mean and Craven Cadavers out in front, trying to slow down 2BD Terminator. Legs get them coming to the line out there for Tilted Thunder. Sonia Sotomayor, the jammer for your LA team. LA team's got a full complement of blockers out there. Tilted Thunder only has 2 blockers, Carnia Slaughter and Hawk blocked. Thus the LA jammer is able to get out fairly quickly. Legs get them working their way through the pack though. Jagerbomb and D-Cup trying real hard to hold her. As the LA jammer makes her scoring pass successfully. Legs get him's able to get out of the pack between turns 3 and 4. And Sonia Sotomayor finishes her second scoring pass, calls off the jam.
Takes LA up to exactly 200 points for the bout so far. We are looking at Little Red Fight 'em Good for LA. And your jammer for Tilted Thunder is Melee. Melee bumped off onto the infield. Little Red Fight 'em Good able to fight her way through the pack and is lead jammer for LA. Melee escorted off onto the infield one more time by the LA defense, opening things up, but now she's able to shake her way through the pack.
Elaphobia trying real hard to get her jammer out and then able to knock Little Red Fight 'em Good, knock her into the infield.
Score is up on the board, and we will step aside for a 15-minute halftime break. Score right now, LA 212, Tilted Thunder 19. Don't forget, Derby fans, outside right now is the Off the Hook Taco Truck. They've been out there since like 9 o'clock this morning, so they are out there and they are chugging away, making fantastic food for us, as they are for most every bout.
Hey, Derby fans, be sure to visit the Arizona Derby Games merch booth. Get your favorite league and team merchandise, t-shirts, tanks, koozies, stickers, and buttons. Oh, my. Head on over and pick up some swag for one of the teams or pick up one of our Chingadera t-shirts. For an extra $10, you can get your name and number put on the back of the Chingadera t-shirt. Get yourself a souvenir for coming all the way out here to Phoenix. $10 extra gets you on your Chingadera t-shirt, gets you your name and number or whatever name and number you want on the back of your Chingadera shirt.
I've got this dumb crock pot recipe that's for onion soup.
Okay.
And it works. It's like we are back to the action. It is time for the second half, and we are going to start things off on the jammer line for Tilted Thunder. It's number 5'1" Slaughterhouse, your team captain. Jamming for LA is Jay DeBlack. And Jay DeBlack fighting her way through the pack on a scoring pass. 30 seconds left on the jam clock. Just a few seconds left on the jam clock. Jay DeBlack coming around, not quite able to catch up to the pack for another scoring pass before the clock expires. So we'll set up for the next jam. It looks like Sweet Home Alabama is going to be on the jammer line for Los Angeles, and she's there by her lonesome. It's going to be a Los Angeles Power Jam. Penalty being assessed to your Tilted Thunder jammer in the previous jam.
The LA Department of Water and Power Jam. Amelia Bearhart tried a last-minute diving block. Unable to pull it off, though.
Fighting way through the pack goes Sweet Home Alabama. 25 seconds left here in the LA Power Jam. The LA offense has one defender pinned and back, and they are controlling the pace of play here. Blockers out of play, so Sweet Home Alabama let through.
No, I can't. It's really difficult to write. 12. Red 0. This is for your next bout. When you cut it all off.
12 points total on the Power Jam. And we'll set up for the next jam. It's going to be Slam Musubi. Slam Musubi is set up on the jammer line for Tilted Thunder, and it's going to be Low Red Fight 'em Good for the Derby Dolls. And out first, Slam Musubi is out first, trying to get back to the pack to see if she can put some points on the board for Tilted Thunder. But closing in quickly, Little Red Fight 'em Good. And that leads Slam Musubi to call off the jam.
Nunchuck's out there to jam for LA.
And jamming for Tilted Thunder, that's Diesel, and Diesel's going to blast through the pack and is your lead jammer. Diesel trying to stay to the inside to try to close her off. Now Diesel trying to stay in front. Going to go ahead and call it off, though. Had lost the inside position heading into the corner, so two first-time jammers there, both coming out and jamming.
Sonia Sotomayor back out there for LA.
It's going to be Melee for the Tilted Thunder. We've got an official timeout.
Hey, are you interested in being a part of the roller derby community, but hitting people isn't your thing? Our regulators are always looking for dedicated and eager minds to learn our rule set and help keep our ladies on the track in check. Our regulator team accepts all genders, and there are various levels of officiating that go on during a roller derby bout. Come be a part of the action and help our league grow. Ask any skater or ref how to get involved.
All right, back to the action after we get everything sorted out, all the I's crossed and the T's dotted. Now heading on through, that's Sonia Sotomayor getting through and lead jammer for LA. And Sonia Sotomayor finishing off a scoring pass. 25 seconds left on the jam clock.
Red's still not out. 6, 7, just left the jammer. 10.
Still trying to fight her way along the back line. Melee still looking for an opening and just not able to get there. Got help from one of her blockers trying to help her through. Sonia Sotomayor. Enough time to squeeze through one more scoring pass before the clock expires. We're going to check in with the referees one more time.
Lots of dry erase marker on that whiteboard.
Okay. Hey fans, don't forget it's time for some Mac Madness next month. The Regulators are hosting a macaroni cook-off competition on March 28th from 6 to 9 p.m. at O'Brien Sports Bar located at 7829 North 35th Avenue in Phoenix. It's $10 to enter the cook-off if you want to lose to the announcers, and the cutoff for entries is at 6:30 p.m. with a prize of $50 for the announcers. It's a win-win. Talk to a regulator for more details.
We'll bring our mac and cheese and our broom because we're going to sweep.
All right, back to the action we go. Looks like we have Little Red Fight 'em Good on the jammer line for LA. And that's Legs Get 'em jamming for Tilted Thunder.
And both jammers out.
Legs Get 'em trying to get in front of a couple of skaters and at least get some points on the board before calling it off.
With that many ghost points out there, all you want to do is just pass one person and call it off.
We've got the 2B Determinator on the jammer line for LA.
That's Alpha Vixen out there for Tilted Thunder.
Points for both sides there in that previous jam. 4 for LA, 3 for Tilted Thunder when it was all said and done.
To be Determinator gets out on the low. Little midair collision out there in turn 1. Alpha Vixen trying to get out. LA able to wall up 2 blockers. Holds her back a little bit, but she's able to get out. Following To Be Determinator. She's coming up on her second scoring pass. Cuts through the pack and calls off the jam. Let's see if Alpha Vixen was able to pick up any points.
0? Okay. Red 0. Did you get the last one?
8 points up on the board for Los Angeles in the previous jam. approach the halfway point of the third quarter, it's going to be Jagerbomb for Los Angeles. Spam Musubi for Tilted Thunder. Jagerbomb fighting her way through the pack, and she is out and clear.
Samasubi taken to the infield by Sonia Sotomayor and the blocking for LA. Jagerbomb working her way through the pack. Tara Hoedown escorting Jagerbomb to the infield. Samasubi tries to make a run along the rail on the high side, but gets taken to the track instead. Alpha Vixen back out there for Tilted Thunder.
Your jammer for LA, jamming for the first time, number 83, Diana Ross. Diana Ross quickly to the front of the pack, lead jammer for LA, calling out some instructions.
Diana Ross able to work her way through the pack. Alpha Vixen follows her out.
And as we set up for the next jam, looks like we've got a power jam for the Tilted Thunder All-Stars. It's going to be Elaphobia on the jammer line for Tilted Thunder. Penalty assessed to number 83 there, the previous jam for Los Angeles.
A rare LA jammer penalty.
First one in a while, perhaps the first one of the bout.
Could be. It is.
Oh, there was a double jammer down at the first.
Oh, there was. There have been two double jammer downs. You're right.
All right. As we watch now, Elaphobia trying to tiptoe along the inside, bumped out of bounds by D-Cup runneth over.
Carnia Slaughter and Tara Hoedown trying to make something happen for their team, get their jammer out, but alas, the clock expires. And in the process, Elaphobia picking up a couple jammer penalties. We're going to be trading power jams now.
So stepping out there for the power jam for Los Angeles, same one who did the last power jam, it's Sweet Home Alabama, your team captain. Sweet Home Alabama out of the pack. Scoring pass number 1 complete. Sweet Home Alabama now coming around the pack, nearly stationary there, the back straightaway. Tilted Thunder defenders trying to move away a little bit. Doing a good job in here. whistle brings it into the power jam for LA. Closing in on 300 for the bout. It's going to be number 430, Oblivion Westwood on the jammer line for Los Angeles. Legs get him on the jammer line for Tilted Thunder.
That's
No.
the Dean of Mean, yeah.
Yes, Dean Amin jamming for the first time today for Tilted Thunder. Dean Amin didn't jam in their first bout either.
Still not out. Still not out. Red's still not out. Red's still not out. Red's still.
Oblivion Westwood now on a scoring pass with 20 seconds left on the jam clock. Dean Amin still pinned in at the back of the pack by those LA defenders. Now able to get up to the front of the pack and trying to shake loose. Just a few seconds left on the jam clock though. Oblivion Westwood trying to get by the last blocker. Ends up being a 13-point jam for Los Angeles. Jade DeBlack is on the jammer line for LA. And your jammer for the Tilted Thunder All-Stars is Alpha Vixen. Two defenders for Tilted Thunder in the penalty box. And your LA jammer, Jay DeBlack, able to get out of the pack pretty easily. Now down along the inside and up to the outside to get around those Tilted Thunder blockers. Alpha Vixen now able to defeat the defense, got help from one of her blockers to help break that wall apart. And Jay DeBlack now around the outside, calling off the jam while she's trying to pick up the last point. Sonia Sotomayor on the jammer line now for Los Angeles. And Slam Musubi for Tilted Thunder. Sonia Sotomayor able to get out of the pack. Weaving through a very staggered pack now, but runs up into some defenders at the front of the pack. I see Elaphobia over there craving cadavers, holding her in briefly until they were called out of play. Sonia Sotomayor coming through the pack. Takes a look up and checks the clock. And right in the middle of a scoring pass, the clock is going to expire, so we'll wait for the official score from the infield on that. Last jam of the third quarter. And it's a 12-point jam for Los Angeles to close things out in the third quarter. Your score right now is 330-22.
Hi there.
We are going to get started here in the fourth quarter with another power jam for Tilted Thunder. It's going to be Alpha Vixen out there, and she's able to tap dance around a defender, and she's clear of the pack. We did have a penalty called on the jammer for Los Angeles there at the end of the previous jam, at the end of the previous quarter, which leads us into our current power jam situation, and it's again Alpha Vixen now working her way sideways, trying to use that coping, and just runs out of space there along the back straightaway. Seeing if she can get in front of a couple of skaters. Of course, don't forget, once you pass a skater, you get the point. You don't give it back if that skater gets around you again. So, important part is passing everybody at least once. Jackie Nimble's got her pinned up against the rail, though. A very brief official timeout there. Alpha Vixen gets some help back to the bench. Gave it everything she had for 60 full seconds of a power jam, picking up all 5 of those points on that scoring pass. All right, back to the action. Setting up in the jammer line is going to be Nung Chucks. Nung Chucks, number 101, and then number 00, Elaphobia for Tilted Thunder is your jammer. And Nung Chucks at the front of the pack for LA and is your lead jammer.
Elaphobia tries once to slow down the LA jammer. Nunchuck's able to push those push those Seattle blockers out of the way, and
10 points up on the board for LA. All right, stoppage in play. We have a challenge. So LA is going to challenge a penalty that was assessed there in the previous jam, so we'll take a break from the action. We would like to let you know, hey, competition is stiff, but you don't have to be. Let Janet or Katie loosen up those muscles before or after you skate. It's This Is Bliss Massage, and they're returning to Chingadera this year and offering chair massages for only $1 per minute. Stop by their booth and reserve your session while they still have openings. It's This Is Bliss Massage. Check them out.
also letting you know that the Minor Assaults, our junior team here at the Holidays, the Minor Assaults are doing a bake sale, selling some yummy homemade baked goods, cookies and Krispies and such. A little bit later today, they're going to be selling popcorn, so if you need a little salty fix. But all the proceeds go back to our Minor Assaults program, help those kids get back to Battle of the Bank in Philadelphia this year. Also, don't forget over here at the merch booth, get your Chingadera t-shirt, and for an extra $10, we can get your name and number on the back of it. Take home a Chingadera souvenir.
Once again, fans, don't forget our February Derby Dames charity. We're supporting Circle the City, a dynamic nonprofit community health organization dedicated to providing high-quality holistic health care to people experiencing homelessness here in Maricopa County. What we're doing is we are building kindness kits for Circle the City. We're collecting well-kept and gently worn backpacks. So used backpacks, gently worn, well-kept. We're accepting them here today, tomorrow, and at our next bout on Saturday, February 29th. So if you have a backpack you'd like to donate, and you'll be at Chingadera later today, tomorrow, or you'll be with us on Saturday the 29th, be sure to bring it by and drop it off. Once again, we're supporting Circle the City in February. I always think it's when it's a short challenge, I always think it's a high chance. All right, after review, the penalty upheld. So challenge unsuccessful for LA, and we're back to the action. We got number 925, Sweet Home Alabama is out there for LA, and it's legs get 'em for Tilted Thunder. Both of whom have emerged from the pack. Sweet Home Alabama is out there first.
That's a little red fight 'em good out there for LA.
That's going to be Slem Musubi for Tilted Thunder. Points for both sides there, 2 for LA, 3 for Tilted Thunder.
Slamasumi starts off on the low, heads up to the high side, up by the rail. Little Red Fight 'em good, able to get out on the backside though, pushing those blockers out of play. She's your lead jammer, but Slamasumi gets out in turn 3. Little Red Fight 'em good, following one of her blockers through the pack and able to get her scoring, get her points, get out and call off the jam.
Alpha Vixen up to the jammer line for Tilted Thunder, and that's going to be the 2BD Terminator for LA. Alpha Vixen was up towards the front of the pack, almost out, but caught by the last blocker and knocked to the infield. 2BD Terminator able to get out in his lead jammer. To be Determinator now on a scoring pass heading through. All right, they're at the back here towards the LA bench. That was Hawk Block, number 313. Getting up and with some assistance, gets back to the bench. So good to see her back up on her feet.
Right.
All right, back to the action we go after the brief injury timeout. That's going to be Jagerbomb for Los Angeles and Melee for Tilted Thunder. Big collision now, taking out a bunch of skaters kind of as a domino effect. Jagerbomb now up to the outside, trying to finish off her scoring pass, dealing with Craven Cadavers at the pivot point, and then gets through. Jagerbomb gets up on the track and calls it off. Oblivion Westwood now for LA. And for Tilted Thunder, it's going to be Alpha Vixen. Oblivion Westwood out of the pack. Lead Jammer now approaching on a scoring pass. Very staggered out pack. Oblivion Westwood able to negotiate with the blocker at the end of the pack and get through to finish off the scoring pass. Oblivion Westwood now keeping an eye on the action. We did have a star cover. That was number 425, Legs Get 'em, taking over as Jammer. Oblivion Westwood in control of the situation and calling it off. 9 points for LA. Slam Musubi at the back of the pack for Tilted Thunder gets around to the outside. She's behind the LA Jammer, and that's Jade DeBlack. Jade DeBlack, number 3, Slam Musubi, number 02. And the LA offense holding up that defender. Jade DeBlack slides through, picks up her 1 point, and calls it off. And Tilted Thunder's going to use one of their second half timeouts now to talk things over. 6:06 to go. Are you a young lady between the ages of 10 to 17 who loves to skate, or do you know one who fits those simple criteria? Our Minor Assaults are a nonprofit 501c3 and are always looking for new skaters to join their team. Our coaches not only teach technique and knowledge of the sport, but they also help build leadership, teamwork, and problem-solving skills that will help in life situations far beyond roller derby. Minor skating skills, dedication to learn, and a positive mental attitude are all that we require. Come see what all the fun is about. Ask any Derby Dame how to get involved, or visit our website at azddinspire.org for information on donating to or sponsoring the Minor Assaults. So after the Tilted Thunder timeout, we'll get back to the action.
That's Amelia Bearhart out there for the first time today. Goodness.
Jagerbaum lining up on the jammer line for LA.
Jagerbaum lining up in the announcer's booth. Gets a good head of steam, skates through that pack. Amelia Bearhart still working at the back of the pack.
Jagerbaum taking advantage of a split up pack there, very staggered out going through the corner. Amelia Bearhart escorted off onto the infield by one of the LA defenders. Up towards the front of the pack now, Jagerbaum trying to defend with a 3-wall and is going to go ahead and call off the jam. Seven points up on the board for LA. And after score discussion, one more point for LA there. So 8 points for LA in the previous jam. All right, the official timeout continues. Penalties are being assessed a go-go on the infield. I heard must skate being said. I feel like there's more to the story.
It's going to be easier to list the number of players that didn't get penalties. And number 9, you're okay. No. There we go. Look
All
at
right.
wow. We're going to need a bigger whiteboard. Is that everybody or just
Four.
almost? That's 4. Okay.
All right, so penalties assessed to 4 of the Los Angeles Derby Dolls there.
Including their
So,
jammer.
When it's all said and done, so we have jammer in the penalty box, power jam for Tilted Thunder, 2 blockers in the penalty box for LA, and then one of their blockers sits out next time as well. That is the long and short of it. And the game reset. Melee on the jammer line for Tilted Thunder now to do the power jam. So Melee now is going to try to get through this very light pack.
Teacup runneth over. Diana Ross and Jackie Nimble out there to defend this jam. Teacup runneth over, keeping the jammer off the track for a second. Jackie Nimble taking Melee out to the infield.
Melee now gets on through as the clock expires. Team timeout for Los Angeles is going to put a brief stop to the action. Hey, if you're interested in being part of the roller derby community but hitting people just isn't your thing, our regulators are always looking for dedicated and eager minds to learn our rule set and help keep our ladies on the track in check. Our regulator team accepts all genders. There are various levels of officiating that go on during roller derby bouts, including skating and non-skating roles. Come be a part of the action and help our league grow. Ask any skater or ref how to get involved. Okay, back to the action we go. 3:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. We're going to have nunchucks for LA.
And that's Alpha Vixen out there for Tilted Thunder. Alpha Vixen charging up to the front of the pack, gets up to the high side. Stefcon trying to hold her there, and then she gets by. Jade Black holding her now. Nunchuck's able to set up her scoring pass, cuts through the pack. She's off to the races. We've got a star pass. Amelia Bearhart's your jammer now. She's stuck behind Stefcon as well.
Checking the score from the infield there. 12 points on the board for LA. All right, Tilted Thunder are going to use their last team timeout here. Then we'll take a second to step aside. LA 393, Tilted Thunder 30 at the moment. 2:19 to go. Hey fans, don't forget This Is Bliss Massage is set up here at Chingadera. Competition is stiff, but you don't have to be. Let Janet or Katie loosen up those muscles before or after you skate. This is Bliss Massages here. They're offering chair massages for only $1 per minute. Stop by their booth, reserve your session today while they still have openings. Power Gem for Los Angeles as we get back to the action here. And that's going to be number 925, Sweet Home Alabama, out there to do the Power Jam. And Sweet Home Alabama able to hang onto the inside coping there after that scoring pass. Now coming around for more. 35 seconds left here in the Power Jam. Just a few seconds left. Sweet Home Alabama skates out the last couple seconds of the Power Jam. Turns out to be a 15-point Power Jam for Los Angeles. It looks like we got Melee. Melee is out there for the Tilted Thunder All-Stars, and Lil Red Fight 'em Good for Los Angeles.
Little Red Fight 'em Hood coming around to start a scoring pass. Melee able to get out of the pack. And Little Red Fight 'em Hood gets her points and calls off the jam.
So setting up now for the last jam of regulation. We will wait and check on penalty jams, of course, at the end, but this is our last jam during the regulation clock as the regulation clock has expired. And the 2B Determinator comes on around and calls off the jam. No points for either side. We'll check on penalties here and see if any penalty jams shall ensue. And there it is, final whistle. Your final score, LA 412, Tilted Thunder 30.
All right. I'll see you in 2 hours. I'm going to go make bagels.
All right.
You want me to bring you back one?
Sure.
Yeah? You like cinnamon raisin, everything, or jalapeno cheddar?
I like everything bagels.
Everything?
Myself. That's awesome.
Cream
Thanks.
cheese?